Don't know where really to start. I'm tearing apart the old 250R here, so I guess let's go ahead, whip around the camera, and talk about it. Okay. So there's the old 250R as it sits right now, and yeah, it's gonna need a fair bit of work here. I'm hoping to get down to the frame. I'm gonna try and touch up the frame realistically because it's got a lot of rust and wear-through spots in the paint. So I'm gonna try and touch up this frame with some paint. Front forks are coming off. These fork boots are pretty trashed out. I'm thinking about we're going to go ahead and replace those. So I had some kicking around. These are for a 200X. I think they'll work perfect on here. So we're going to just go ahead and use what I got. So that's cool. I got a set of them floating around. What else to say? Top end. I think I need to pull off the top end. I need to go ahead and actually probably throw a new piston in there and freshen this thing up. So that's a problem. Also, if any guys are interested, these seats, they're currently up for sale. They're on Marketplace, so those are going bye-bye. Of course, I got the new Sparkos for the old 4Runner. What else? So fuel tank's not in bad shape. This is in lovely shape. Honestly, this whole machine is actually in really good shape. So, like the frame down here, it broke at some point, and then if you look up here, I'll be showing a lot of this in the main video, but you can see it's been rubbing there. So I don't know if the steering shaft's bent or what happened, but that's kind of a problem. On top of that, what else I got going on here? So I got this all tore apart up here. Trying to keep things kind of organized. I need to get myself some lunch baggies so I can kind of put everything in lunch baggies and just go through them and kind of clean everything up. Got some parts in here. So this is my tray for the ultrasonic cleaner there. Again, just kind of going through trying to clean up some of these parts. So we're going to run a lot of this stuff through the ultrasonic cleaner and clean that stuff up. Front end here, I am going to pull this off. So I think I'm going to keep the original patina on this. I'm just going to pull off as much as I can, clean it up, and kind of preserve it. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I need to go ahead and drop these fork lowers. So I need to pull off the wheel here. I did check, so you can see I already knocked this axle bolt out. The axle bolt's been out. The frame bolt, or the swing arm bolt, I went ahead and knocked that out a little bit, and it's not locked up. As you guys know, on some of these older machines, those can be absolutely brutal. But this one's free and moving, so that's great. You know, just less stuff. Are those? Yeah, no. All these, those are my vehicles. Indeed. Indeed, my vehicles. Yeah, so I don't know. What else to say? So I got the carburetor off, got the wiring harness off. So somebody had done kind of a rough restoration on here before. They spray painted this whole thing. You can see like up here, it's like original paint. But you get down, like here, you can see this. Somebody rattle canned this whole thing. You can see like all these linkages in here, just overspray on all of it. It just looks horrible. Even the bolts, overspray. It's just kind of disgusting. The wiring harness is probably the best example of this. So if we look at this, we got overspray right there from the rattle can. Got overspray right there. Overspray. So a lot of overspray. You can even see it on the plastics here. See all that? That's overspray right there. Got spray paint everywhere on this machine. So I'm not going to go ahead and overspray. If you look on the fork tubes too, down in here, there's some overspray. somebody just like went to town with the rattle can on here. They did a restoration. They tried making it look newer. Yeah, I have quite a few kicking around. Got quite a few vehicles. Yeah, really pretty much everything here is mine up until that freewheeler at the end. That one is not mine. But that's all my junk. So, and then this thing. I've got special bolts for the headlight shroud, so this needs to, I straightened it out a little bit, but you can see the paint's been kind of chewed up on there, so that needs to be straightened out a little bit more. And then I need to paint that. Like I said, I gotta pull this all apart, paint it. Amongst other things, I've kind of been looking. This down in here has got a crack in it. My Christmas has been going pretty okay. Well, awesome. How was your Christmas? Hopefully you all had a very happy and Merry Christmas. Let's see. Where else am I? So that's cracked. And then I noticed this down here. We got a crack in this, which is not a big deal because I got a welder over there on the bench. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off, and it's going to get painted and welded. And then this axle, I don't know, I'm just going to clean up this little bit of rust we got here. We're not going to paint it or anything crazy like that. We're just going to go ahead and kind of preserve the patina, if you will, down for here. All this needs to be wire brushed and cleaned, and then we're going to hit it with some paint. We got a good paint shop in town, so I think I'm going to see if I can find some 2K stuff to actually do a lot of this with. Nah, most everything works. So that rides, the little mini bike at the end rides, this rides, that rides. My roommate's bike does not ride because he won't work on it. My truck out there, it runs and drives. All my vehicles run and drive, so the only one right now, this was running until obviously I pulled it apart, so kept it in running shape. I wouldn't be bothering if this was absolutely trashed, but gotta go through and clean it up, obviously. Hello, hi, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So that's kind of where we're at with the old 250R right now. I still got to pull things apart. I need to go through and start cleaning things up. It's just, you know, taking the time and actually doing it. Today I'm actually waiting on a few parts that's supposed to come in for the 4Runner. No new updates there as far as like getting the pieces I need to make that work. No, they did not. So this little thing, this was getting dragged out to a dumpster at work, and I told him, don't throw it in a dumpster, I'll take it. So I got this. So I probably got a whole whopping $150 wrapped into this, because I had to get new tires, had to get a few other little bits and bobs. This was like cheap, $150, you know, good restaurant. This I originally bought for $1,200, which is pretty cheap. I can probably sell it for $3,500, which this one is in fact actually up for sale. That thing cost me $200, but I put a lot more money into it, but I'm not getting rid of this 250S. So there's deals to be had. This I actually overpaid for. So I bought this during like 2020. So I paid $6,000, which is like top market for a KLR 650. Kind of overspent, so that was expensive. And then that was $7,000, but that was a hell of a good deal for the old race bike. I was looking for a bike that really would fit all of my needs, and that thing had everything that I needed for the races. So it really was the bike I really wanted and needed for just about everything. Oh, and this was $900. It doesn't look like $900 right now. It was a good deal. Yeah, came with title. Got everything for it. but obviously I had to go through. I'm going to go through, clean everything up, and make it into a really nice rider. So that's the plan. What else to be said? Yeah, I mean, you can get some nice stuff as long as you're willing to work on stuff. Yeah, if you're willing to actually pull stuff out and like work on it and fix it up, you can get some really good deals on some good stuff. But I don't know where am I at as far as the stream goes. So hopefully I get the parts for the 4Runner today. Basically, the only thing I'm really waiting on is the seat bracket. I did stick the other seat up in here. So that's just hanging out. You know, work in progress. But yeah, I'm going to start working on this old 250R, pull it apart some more, get this thing completely stripped away, and hopefully I can get to where this frame, I can actually start working on the frame and clean it up and, you know, maybe paint it. That's the plan. That's the end game. That's the plan. Want to get the frame to where I can have it painted, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the motor. I was thinking about maybe aircraft paint stripper, strip the paint. I don't know. Yep, okay, cool. Make sure the stream's still going here. Not sure what happened there, but the phone shut off. But yeah, motor needs to come out still. I need to remove the other rear wheel. Pull the front end. We're going to pull the whole front end out. Drop that. Clean everything up. This is going to get painted. This is not. Frame's going to get painted. Rear grab bar, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. This is all pitted and rusted out pretty bad, so that's going to get, it's going to get stuff, and I don't know if it's going to get painted, but, you know, it's a project, so the project lives on, if you will. And, yeah, I don't know if the 250SX is ever going to get a restoration like this or whatever, but 250R is going to get cleaned up. 250SX is not bad, and then the Raptor is going to get sold. I'm really looking to start a business here in maybe the next few months. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Probably powder coating or something like that. I just need to move a few bikes down the road. I got a few more bikes in the backyard, and I need to get rid of those, of course. There's no end to a lot of the projects I got kicking around here. I've got a lot of motorcycles for free too, so my free motorcycle stash is in the backyard. I didn't spend any money on them, so every once in a while, well, I guess the mini bike down at the end was free too, so there's no end to the projects. Well, hopefully all enjoyed the live stream. I figure do a few of these every day, kind of work on doing the streaming thing. Yeah, I mean, work in progress. I'm going to show you a few of the parts I ran through the ultrasonic cleaner, so I will be right back. Okay, so saving money. Ran the chain for the ultrasonic cleaner. It almost looked like a brand new chain. Rear sprocket. I mean, you can tell if it gets wore out here really bad on the teeth, but this, after running it for the ultrasonic cleaner, it almost looks like a, not quite brand new, but in good shape. I would be happy to use this again. So that's getting put back on there. You know, I'm just going to try and work on the project, save money where I can, clean up everything, and just, again, like really preserve what I got with the old 250R, and keep making it a little bit more of a decent machine. And then hopefully just next spring I'll have time to actually use it. Maybe I'll take it out to, I don't know, the Black Rock Desert and ride it out there, or what's it called? I'm trying to think of another place. Sand Mountain. Sand Mountain is out here, so maybe the 250R you'll see it out at Sand Mountain out here in Nevada. But yeah, should be a good time. Hold up. I got some comments. For whatever reason, it wasn't showing me comments. On how on Christmas you have a Broken things. Hi. Hello. Yep. Did all that. Maybe please. Oh no. Oh, maybe I'll subscribe. Please. Oh no. Okay, well, I'll catch you all later. Hopefully you'll have a good time. I'm gonna shut down the stream here in just a minute. Got 42 people. Thank you everybody for joining the stream. We're gonna keep working on this old 250R and get things sorted out. But remember, recycle if you can. Like I said, this chain's not in bad shape. So just clean up your stuff that you got and reuse it if you can. Especially when it comes to older machines, because a lot of new parts, OEM parts, are kind of hard to find. So, like the sprocket, if you can save an old OEM sprocket versus getting the Chinese junk and put it on your bike, do that instead of putting the Chinese junk on your machines. So, I'll catch you all later. Peace.